It's the Tauntonous one. And look, man, this right here is gonna be. I'm gonna try to make this a decent video because in all research, we're gonna do a couple of different things in this research. All right. In this research, I'm gonna show you that the Gullah people was already there because there was already a Gullah tribe, and they trying to tell you that, oh, they descend from some of these people, but some of them was so-called Africans. All right, so I wanted to read this real quick right here. All right, just give me 1 second. Let me read through this, and I'm just going to show you some stuff to look for when they trying to give you this type of information. All right, so give me 1 second. So I'm gonna show you how they lying to you and how they been lying to us, and how we look at these so-called scholars as, you know what I'm saying, their word is being so credible, and we look at them as you know what I'm saying, these are the same people who set these peer reviews, and they tell you the truth in a lie altogether. So I'm gonna read this right here, right? I'm gonna make another video. If I don't get a chance to make the Gullah video on this one, I'm gonna show y'all some similarities to what they telling you with the Gullah, what they ate, and also, like I said, when the DeSoto came there was a Gullah tribe there already, Guale. Okay. Now I'm gonna try to do this real quick, and then we're gonna run through that. All right. So boom. So this was the topic. I was just looking for something. I forgot exactly what I was looking for, but however go, let's do this, man. Alright, so you know what? Matter of fact, let me go back real quick. I can show you exactly what I was looking for. Just to show you. Alright, so what I was looking for, what plantation that the Indians were doing. That's what I was looking for. All right, so boom. All right, here. This is the article that I clicked on. But we know that they tell you that the same plantations that the Indians worked on, the Africans worked on. That's how they told you they was intermixing, which is a fucking lie. Okay, so I'm just letting y'all know. All right. It don't make sense that the Indian slaves that was enslaved, and think of this. Just think of this, right? Where are they at anyway? Okay, where did they go? They killed, so because the Indians wasn't able to work, they just killed them off. Or where did all these Indians go? You understand? What did they do with these people? All right, so use your brain when you read through this stuff, man. And this is the only way you're gonna be able to really understand this, but because they lying to us. They giving you 4 different lies at one. They telling you the Mongoloids are the real Indians and white people the real Indians. Then they telling you that these Indians that they did enslave, that they wasn't good workers and they was escaping. But at the same time, they tell you that it was runaway slaves, and you don't know what the runaway slaves is because you think the runaway slaves was Africans. Now we gonna fucking deal with this, man. I'm getting tired of this shit, man. Every article I read, it seems like it's some bullshit, man. You know what I'm saying? I just be picking apart of it. All right, now boom, check this guy out right here, right? Now this Ernest West Adams. It say visit Egypt, Sudan, Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, South Africa so far. All right. So it say different colonization nations had politics about it. It say as of 1492, Europeans roughly divided the world into several classes of people, although their definitions then do not match those today. All right. So remember that. So it say white Christians. He said us. He said, I don't know who the fuck he referring to when he say us, but he's saying us, white Christians. I guess he will be referring to the Aborigine people of North America. He said Jews, Saracens. All right, now look, remember, a Saracen is a fucking Moor. Okay, that's why they tell you that they descendants of Abraham and Sarah, and they also Israelites. But they would refer to them as Ishmaelites in some sense. So it says Saracens, Muslims, or other people from Middle East and North Africa. Okay? So what did they tell you the Moors? North Africa. What did Verrazano say that the people in South Carolina look like? Saracens. Okay? He said they look like Saracens. Now check this out. we're gonna get busy with that Sir Walter Raleigh video. I'm about to do. I might do that next if I got the time or whatever. But we're gonna get busy with that one. All right. I'm gonna do everybody that's on that emblem of America, and I'm gonna show y'all something else. Right. Now just check this out. Right. While we just right here. This is just some bonus shit that I was already doing. Right. Let me see. All right. Boom. I was trying to find some information on this guy John Fairbairn. So far, all I was able to find on like the publisher from London, and he had contacts with American missionaries. All right, so I was trying to find something on the American missionaries that he had contact with, right? And I was trying to find out, did he travel to these places that he made these paintings? All right, and I could not find nothing on him. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if some of you guys got any information on this guy, please send it over so I can just get some clarification on, you know what I'm saying, of what he was thinking when he painted this emblem of America. All right, so boom, remember, and this is how you deal with these idiot African scholars. All right, now it's a John Fairbairn, publisher, an emblem of America, an emblem of Africa, an emblem of Asia, an emblem of Europe. So he made different emblems. What is an emblem? Let's go back, man, because this shit got to be explained more. This has to be explained more. So it's a heraldic device or symbol object as a distinction badge of nations. It's a organization or family. All right. So it says, hold on. Let's engage in that one more time. All right, let's see something. Let's engage in this word. All right, let's see something. All right. Well, it says from the 1800s. Let's see something. It's a relief raised ornament or vessel. It's an inlaid ornament, work from Greek, whatever. All right, saying insertion, so that's a noun. You see adjective. All right, it's not giving me much right here. It's saying pretty much the same thing what it said right here. So let's keep this in mind. It's a symbol, object, or distinctive badge of a nation. All right, so that has something, you know what I'm saying, to do with what we dealing with. All right, so let's just go back to this before I really start reading. All right, so boom, it's a publisher. All right, an emblem of America, an emblem of Africa, an emblem of Asia, and an emblem of Europe. Right. So here you go. I'm gonna start with the one on the Far East first. Let's see this one. Alright, so boom. This is an emblem of Europe. You guys can understand common sense, right? Alright, so this is an emblem of Europe, okay? Alright, it's an emblem of Europe. Alright. This is an emblem of Asia. See that? It's an emblem of Asia, okay? And this looks like a pyramid behind this too. Look, this is like a pyramid right here too. Alright, but it's an emblem of Asia, alright? Bam! This is an emblem of America. Okay, now you listen, you already know I went deep into these on my videos. I just showed you another video with this, but I just wanted to get busy with something, alright? You see, this is an emblem of America. And this is American history for dummies again. Okay? Because this is an emblem of America. The only thing that you idiots see is the feather and whatever, the feather crown that's on their head, and the fact that they not wearing Timberlands, fitted hats, and Gucci shades, or whatever you want to call them. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way, the only thing that's resembling these as so-called Indians. And people are so stupid because you was not wearing what you was wearing. They got my people so confused, man. And it's so sad, man, how confused my people are, how idiotic they think, man. You know, this is the emblem of America, okay? So, let's go back here. It's an emblem of America, all right? So, let's go to the next one. This is an emblem of Africa. All right. Now look, you see how dark this man is right here. Or this, I mean, I'm sorry. You see how dark the sister is right here. Now this is an emblem of Africa, right? Now, just remember this too. He got 3, 4 other pictures of an emblem of America too, and they all Negroes. You understand? So, you know what I'm saying? Just like for you guys, man. Let's just go further into this, man, because I'm just kind of feeling to go this way. See, paintings. See. When you're not like, you know what I'm saying, when you think with an open mind, you can really sit back and see things clearly. Now, all these is not his pictures. I'm just trying to find the other one. Let me see something. We already went over this, but we're going to go over it again. Now, check this out, my people. Check this out, all right? Now, he made, look. This is an emblem of Africa right here, right? It's an emblem of Africa, right? All right. It's another emblem of Africa, right? So this is two different. This is another emblem of Africa, right? Now, this is an emblem of America, as well as this one right here, this one right here, and as well as this one right here. Now, for anybody with any fucking common sense or any fucking eyes or anything, and listen, I'm going to be cursing on this. So, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm not, none of my videos will ever be like, I mean, I'm going, like I said, I'm going to make a 5-part series summarizing everything that all the information that I got. And I'm going to make a 5-part series and I'm going to summarize it all in 5 parts. And I'm going to have to re-summarize it maybe 10, 20 years if I make it to live that long. You understand what I'm saying? But, because we just constantly find information. But I got a real clear understanding of the whole point, this whole point of view. Even down to the movie, that new movie, Hostile. Now, people see them Native Americans. Now, check this out, right? Understand this, right? When you see the movie or if you see anything dealing with the movie, right, you'll notice that the F troop, forts were set up in the middle of nowhere because of the hostile so-called tribes, right? And they also sent the missionaries out, which got something to do with, like I told you, with John Fairbairn. And when I was reading this, the expedition of Lewis and Clark, getting busy with a lot of that stuff, they would take with them Aborigines that would encounter these other Aborigines to see if they was hostile tribes. And to see if they can be colonized and be Christianized. All right. So now look. Now I just showed you. All right. Let's just do this again for people who you know what I'm saying, who's not very smart. This is the emblem of Africa. Okay. It's an emblem of Africa. All right. This is an emblem of America. Right. Look at this Indian. Okay. Look at the Indian. Okay. Here goes another. Here's another emblem of Africa. Right. Look at the Indians again, okay? Here's another, no, I'm sorry. This is an emblem of America, okay? Now, you notice in Africa and America, they pretty much got the same thing. But if you look at the color of the Africans, you will see that they are black, okay? Now, only in that one. The other picture today was a little bit more fit. This one right here. This one, let me see. This one right here. It's kind of looked at like an American a little bit right here, but nonetheless though, you see this one. This is an emblem of Africa. Okay, now why would he make an image of an emblem of America and put black Indians in it? Why would he make an emblem of America and put black Indians in it? So this picture is in the 1700s. All right. So you figure 300 years from now, you think them people that he seen or he painted disappeared? They're no longer here. These people are no longer here, right? But you see people who look like them. Now my thing is this, right? Everybody talk about lookership and you talk about all this, that, and the third, right? Listen, have you ever been somewhere where you ain't see no black people at. And like, all right, now real talk. This is some real fucking talk, right? You ever been in a county or state or city or whatever town or country when you ain't see no black people? The first black person you see, you gonna be happy to see another person who look just like you, right? Now, when people sit here and say, "Well, look, man, you know these so-called," let me show you something. These so-called people right here don't look like us, okay? But look, they don't look like the Indians neither. They don't look nothing. And this is what freaks me out about this, man. This stuff is just straight common sense at this point in time. At this point in time, with all the information that's put out there, this, I mean, you know, most of the people who gonna view and comment on it, y'all already know this or whatever. But this is straight common sense. All right, let me get off of this, man. But, you know, like I said, man, it's checkmate in 30, 40 different ways, man. So let me get back to where I was at. Where was I at? I was right here. All right, boom. So, there we go. So Native American posed as a big problem when they first encountered because they did not fit into the scheme. The Catholic Church in partial was unsure what sort of doctrine to apply to them. Now look, what sort of doctrine to apply to them? They already made it clear that they was coming here to Christianize them. See, these motherfuckers is lying. They must think we ain't read the Doctrine of Discovery or the Doomed Devices. You understand what I'm saying? See, this is how you prove to these people are not educated. They read and work from the 1900s. They ain't go back into the 18, 17, 16, and the 15, 1400s to really understand what was going on. Now, we know the Doctrine of Discovery. You will see that they use the term Aborigine in there numerous times, all right? But we're not even touching on that. Okay, so let me get back into it. Boom, 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 boom. So, all right, where was we at? To apply to them. Had they already heard of Jesus and rejected him, like the Jews? Look, they already heard of Jesus and rejected him like the Jews. Who is the Jews? They are talking about the tribe of Judah, not them motherfuckers. They're talking about, listen, they talk about we rejected Jews. They're talking about us. All right, so now look, they said, had they already heard of Jesus and rejected him like the Jews, and therefore could be discriminated against. Should we teach them the gospel? Now look, he basically said the Doomed Devices in that, but he don't really know that. It says, should we teach them the gospel and try to convert them? The Spanish had a big religion conference to try to figure it out. They decided that the Native Americans should be converted, and they refused. It say then they could be enslaved. All right. So now let's keep that in mind. Do not let him sway your mind that these people could not be enslaved. Because listen, I got about 4 videos on this, touching that these people was enslaved, and they was enslaved the whole duration of slavery. Okay. So do not believe what these people tell you. All right. So. But of course, what happens in Madrid is a long way from what happened in the New World. It's saying often what this meant in practice is that a conquistador would read a few Bible verses in Latin from the deck of his ships, then declare the nation and people he had rejected Jesus and enslaved them. Okay? Now, check this out. Oh boy, man. Doctrine. Let me see. Doctrine of Discovery. There you go. Here. Alright, so nah, we don't even. We can go back further than that. Fuck that. We can go to the Doomed Devices. And this all this stuff going to match up. All right, so we're gonna go to just a simple one. Well, this is, let me see this one. I think I clicked on this one before. All right. So boom, check this out. So it's a Pope V issued the papal Doomed Devices on June 18, 1452, and authorized Alfonso V of Portugal to reduce any Saracen, Muslim, and pagan, and any other unbeliever. Okay? So that's why when I show you the image of them, let me see if I got enough. Do got enough. All right, let me see. Let me show you something. Oh, it's in there. This shit is clear as day for me. I don't know about you guys, but for me, this shit is as clear as day. You understand what I'm saying? It's as clear as this shit is as clear as day with me. I understand this shit clearly. You know what I'm saying? All right, here, this picture right here. I understand this shit clearly. Real talk. All right, this picture right here. Boom. Here they go. They go your conquistadors right there with the cross, and that's similar to what he just said. They will read a couple Bible verses off the ship, and this is when they come. They put that cross on the ground. Boom. Now, of course, this is where we at. America. So anybody with any fucking common sense or any eyes can see that these people were all, that the people that they're telling you, the only difference that people got is that word slave. You got to break that mental programming of the word slave. Now let's go back to the article. All right, so let me close some of this shit out. So all right, so we already know. He said, the Papa Boy said to reduce any Saracen and pagans and any unbeliever to perpetual slavery. Perpetual slavery. What happened to that word? Perpetual slavery. So that must mean that the people here in this country were slaves, man. Okay, as well as the Moors. As well as the Moors. See, I gotta revisit this again because what I knew then, I mean, it's more clearer now. Like, it's a little bit more clearer since I kind of did the real research. Now I really understand this a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I understand it a lot more. And now you understand. It's a Saracens and any. Now you see how this work, this research. Just for me, it just kind of guides me to other things that's similar. And you notice that. Let me see. Is it this one? All right. You notice that he mentioned Saracens for some reason. So maybe he do know about the doomed devices. But these right here are your Moors in Europe, in Spain. Okay. These are your Moors in Europe and Spain. Okay. They just call them something else. We know the word Maureen came from the word Moor, okay, as well as the word American, okay. So we can debate that. I know a lot of you don't want to debate it. A lot of you don't know where it came from, but that's another thing, man. You know, the word. Let me see something. All right, so look, I was even looking this up right here, right. So I was thinking about the song "My Cherie Amour," right? So you know it's a French term which means beloved, dear, dearest, darling. Amour means love. All right. So amour, Rika. Let me see something. Do I still got it up here? I got it up. Let's get a basic fucking translator. Alright, let me see. English is Latin. Alright, so. Man, see, they bullshitting with me now. The word riches the word Rica means riches, man. Don't believe the hype, all right? Because that's what Puerto Rico means, port of riches, all right? So, you know, I mean, sometimes you read this and do throw you off or whatever, all right? So, all right, so we read that. You heard what the Pope said. He's the highest authority of all. And he is the person that's ordained God on this planet. That's the reason why the doctrine of discovery was, no one never questioned it, because it was ordained by the person that they assumed to be God in their belief. Okay? He said, go around the world enslaved the Saracens, which was the Moors, and the pagans and other non-believers into perpetual slavery. Okay, so you don't believe that the people here were slaves? You believe that they brought other slaves here? The people that the other slaves that they brought here was more that they captured. That's my complete understanding, but also understand this too. The word American had to come from one of them words dealing with something of the Moors. It had to. It had to, because, like I said, the research that I seen myself proves it. I'm not trying to push it towards that. I'm not trying to tell anybody that. But you see that if the Moors was the ones in dealing with slavery or whatever, the Saracens was being chased around the world too. See, these African scholars and these same people like Chief X and these clowns that post these videos about the Moors having slaves or whatever and all that shit. Listen, nobody come to me tell me about no fucking Moors with slaves, alright? Because your ancestors probably, you talking about the Moors, and your ancestor could have been one of the ancestors that enslaved my ancestor. I ain't gotta call you a Moor. We know Aborigines. We see the research, okay? And just understand that too. Understand that too. So all of us, we seen friend, we trying to find our history, but we find our history. Some of my tribe might have enslaved your tribe, so we don't know how this shit going. So we can't sit there and say, "Oh, the Moors were the ones that say no." The ones who enslaved you was your own people here. Okay? Now, I mean, they were selling you to the Europeans. The Europeans helped them. The Europeans were the ones who helped them. But a lot of Aborigines was the one responsible for it. So like I said, man, I tell you, everybody sit there and talk about the Moors. That's a whole nother story. Let's get back into it, all right? And I just wanted to show you that too. All right, one more time. All right, so if anybody challenges, the Moors were the ones selling slavery. Saracen, Muslims, and other people in Middle East and North Africa. All right. So let me see. What's this? The Papal Doom Devices. Y'all sit there. You sit there and figure this shit out, because I already figured it out. Verrazano said the people in Carolina look like Saracens. Okay, what do a Saracen look like? What did they call Morgan Freeman in that movie? Why would they put him in as a Moor and say Saracens? So, listen, it's already out there, man. It's already out there. So this shit is already coming this shit coming 720 for me. All right, I'm about to make my second lap around the 360 with this, because I understand this shit, what I'm saying, clearly. All right, so it said, now remember, if the Moors were slaves, this was having slaves and selling slaves, right? It says the Doom Devices on 1852 is authorized to reduce any Saracen, pagan, or any unbeliever to perpetual slavery. Okay? The perpetual slavery. If you became a Christian, then you was an indentured servant. These people that they tell you that was once slaves and now gained their freedom because the Europeans trusted them, man. Okay? So let's go back to this, man. Let's go back. I want to read some more of this, man. Alright, so boom. So we got here, we wrote right here, Spanish had a big whatever. Alright, so it say they decided that the Native Americans should be converted, and they refused. Then they could. So if they refused, that means that they was prisoners of war and they was enslaved. If they agreed, that means they was indentured servant. And in some cases, they did the indentured servants wrong too. Because I'm gonna read another document that show you how these people was rolling when they got here. So you have to read, what I noticed. This guy right here, y'all. This guy right here. All right. So look, this guy right here. Notice this, man. And look, man, the rabbit hole go deep on this shit, man. And I know people probably like, man, keep showing them pictures. Listen, because these pictures is not well explained. They're not explained. People don't understand what the fuck these pictures mean. What do we got at the top? Columbus. All right. This picture is basically the story of colonial colonization. Why is she pointing at these Europeans, at these people indigenous? What is she trying to get you to do? Oh, these are your forefathers. These are the people who Christianized you. All right, these are the people who Christianized you. Who are the people that they got on here? Got Thomas Jefferson. I'm gonna do some real research on him. I have never done no research on Thomas Jefferson. All I know that he owned slaves. What slaves did he own? Bingo! Indian slaves, okay? We got, who we got? Let's see. We got Columbus, the first motherfucker who came here trying to set up a colony. We got Americanus, the person who they lying to you. And think about this too. This word Americanus, Scipio Africanus, this means something. Okay? This means something. That is, I was trying to do some research to find out what it means, but I ain't have no luck, man. So if anybody else know, or anybody else is good with linguistics, even the etymology dictionary. And another thing, the etymology dictionary is starting to really go in there and really, it's still useful, but it's not, they changed it. Because before, when I used to put the word American in there, it will break it down, will break the Ameri down into which mean love, and it will break the Rika. Rika means riches. But nis, I think, means conquer. That has something to do with being conquered. Nis. Or a word or a place conquer, or new land discover, and you're gonna see something else, that the word plantation ain't got nothing to do with slaves. It's dealing with you're gonna see something. I'm gonna show y'all something, all right? So then we got this guy right here, Sir Walter Raleigh. Thank you, my brother Yusef, and my other brother on the comments for giving me the information on this. All right, I appreciate y'all. All right, so look. And you got Benjamin Franklin right here, all right? So what's interesting about this guy, Sir Walter Raleigh, all right? We're going to get into that in the next video, all right? But just know Raleigh, North Carolina is named after him, all right? And just remember, he is the first European to come here and try to set up a colony. And it failed. And that's what they're dealing with, the lost colony and dealing with a lot of other stuff. Oh, yeah, this shit go deep, y'all. This shit go a lot deeper than some fucking Indians going, oh, and all this other joke shit that they showing you, that these so-called people these people took credit for the Holocaust that happened to our people here. They took credit for it. They took full credit for it. And then you got other white people saying, well, I'm half Indian, so that's my ancestors too, or whatever. Like, so you guys already know. All right, so you got Columbus, you got fucking Alberico, not no fucking Americanus. His name is Alberico Vespucci. All right, we already touched on Columbus, we touched on Vespucci. We're gonna touch on this asshole right here, Sir Walter Raleigh. All right, but I'm gonna get in depth with him on the next video. All right, so they go to flag, European settler. She's pointing at these people. She's trying to get you to conform. These are these are the people who came and helped you. You know, and they looking at them like, man, what the fuck, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? So, let me see something. Let's go back to this. Yeah, this shit, you gotta laugh to keep from crying, man, for real, man. Alright, so, he's saying they refused it. Then they could be enslaved. But, of course, what happened in Madrid is a long way from what happened in the New World. It's saying often what this meant in practice is that a conquistador will read a few Bible verses from the devil. And we already, listen, we just went in, we just showed you that. We just showed you the picture of that. And say, as others have said, there was a number of particularly reasons that Native Americans were not routinely enslaved in North America. One was that, according to the British law, they were citizens of a sovereign nation whom the colonies were trading. Another, as others have pointed out, is that it was far easier for them to run away back to their tribes, all right, than it was for enslaved Africans. All right, but they tell you, now check this out. All right, now they telling you right there. They telling you that the Africans wasn't running away. So where you get all these stories of runaway slaves from? Who was them there? See, once you break the mind fuck that the word slave does not mean African, that's the first thing when we dealing with this research, do not come to me. Listen, if you come to me, if we debating, and the person think that the word slave is applied to Africans, no, we're gonna have a problem, because that's gonna show you how you're not qualified to have this discussion. If you don't know that, Because that's the key component to the shit that you missing. The key thing is the shit that you missing. The word Negro do not apply to African. The word slave do not apply to African. That's the key things that we've been missing in all this shit that we got lost. And another thing, the key thing is what he just said: enslave the non-believer. So you think they didn't enslave the people here first? They tell we killed them all. Yeah, we killed them off on paper with the help of a lot of other assistants. You know, before even Walter Plecker came. Before Walter Plecker came, you was already Christianized and walking around here with clothes on and shit. Okay? How do you got slaves that's 150 years, no, I'm sorry, 100 years old? And I can show you. I can go right to the free man Western and show you. How do you got slaves that had these hard lives that was 100 years old? And it's many of them. It's many of them that was 100 years old. How these people was living longer back then, being the way that they was treated, than people living now. So they tell you that the quality of life for the Europeans was fucking low because they didn't know how to live here. They was the ones practicing how y'all say I forgot what the words he always say. Oh, cropophilia. That's a person who got an obsession with dirt. All right. So so it say that the runaway Africans did not run away. So who was the slaves that ran away then, people? Now check this out. Here go Alex Jacobs, conscious for 50 years. BFA, I don't know what the fuck that is. A bachelor in finance, I guess. It say native press, media, news, freelance researcher. Let's deal with this guy. South Carolina Act. The way it does. Politically, because it was prime mover for slavery. Now think about this, all right? What now? This is he's going to help us with this. See, these people is helping us. They helping us, man, because we already know the difference from what I'm about to read. We already know how to pick it apart. We already know what words. They telling you the truth, but they don't know. All right, so it say for slavery among the American colonies. It say I researched South Carolina and Charleston after my mother Emanuel massacre. It say this part June. The killer also did his research. Why that church and why June? It say the church was burned 200 years ago because it was the scene of a disputed slave rebellion. It's South Carolina. Used native slaves up to 5,000. Now remember, what did Chief Langley say? He said that the people in South Carolina came from Africa. Now think about this. Remember, it was not Georgia until King George came there. Now think about this. I think he's just using the term Charleston because Charleston is named after Queen Charlotte. So we know the Charleston was named after Queen Charlotte, and Georgia was named after King George. All right, it's simple as that. All right, so it says, now this is what he's saying. South Carolina used native slaves up to 50,000 may have gone through South Carolina alone. Now for the dumb niggas that's on here, they would think that the 50,000 that went through South Carolina was from Africa. You understand? Listen, do you understand this shit, this research that we doing, man? Do you understand this, man? It say many were sent to the Caribbean colonies. Just to back up further what I've been saying. Now he's going to cut this off at some point in time. He's going to say that these people who went through that disappeared. Now watch this. It say sent to the Caribbean colonies. English traders were doing the slave trading and came from Bermuda and then Barbados to South Carolina, and as a business, it became apparent that Native Americans was not working. Now they was not working. They could easily escape. How could they easily escape if you shipped them to Bermuda and Bahamas? Now remember, what did the other article say? The other article said that they shipped these Indians to Bermuda and Barbados or Bermuda and Bahamas and brought them back to fucking New York. Okay? So this is how they try to dead the research to let you know, oh yeah, it was black Indians, but they died. And then they brought Africans that look just like the people that they showing you who's black Indians. And this is how stupid the most educated researcher is. Okay? So, alright, they say they could easily escape. Alright, so boom. Let me see something. So, I say many tribes through the American tell story of how they would stop having babies, kill themselves rather than be slaves. South Carolina to this day has a reactionary politics because it is tradition. I mean, slavery tradition, and finally some were shamed by. Now, so think about it like this: the Charleston 8 massacre. All right, so think about it like this, right? Now, the Charleston 8. It say the mother of Emmanuel Church. Now, what happened in Carolina a couple years ago? So-called 8 or 9 people was killed. All right, now think about this, right? All right. So let me just hold up. Let me read that again. All right, I lost my train of thought. So South Carolina to this day has a reactionary politics. Politics because of its slavery tradition. And see now, look, think about this, man. All right, they telling you that they brought 50,000 slaves to South Carolina, or they selling you 50,000 slaves went through South Carolina. All right, they're lying about the numbers. We know that the numbers is much higher than that. All right. Also, take this in consideration. Now that he said it was 50,000 Indians that was brought there, how do you tell me where did these Indians go? Where did they go? They not on a census, so where did they go? Where did they go? Now let's get further into it, man. And I know, listen, we'll keep making videos on this, man, until people really understand what the situation or what the history is, and stop coming at me with this Native American, these fake proxy Indians, man. You don't get the fuck out of here, man. Like, really. All right, so let's get back into it. So it says Charleston 8 massacre. Now I don't know if I do some research. It got something to do with the with Juneteenth and something with the shit that happened. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm stupid myself, y'all, because the Charleston 8 massacre at Emmanuel Church was a reenactment of what the fuck just happened in Charleston, Carolina. You know, that shit was a ritual. I don't even believe that motherfucker did that shit. That shit was a ritual. All right, so boom, let's get with it. The Mother Emmanuel Church to start dismantling slavery and Confederate symbols and relic. Look up the North American slave trade. I say also as many as the first. Now think about this, y'all. Listen, we're gonna rip this nigga apart here. We're gonna rip his head off with this one right here. Look up the first North American slave trade. Also, as many of the first Africans went through New England. There is a North Atlantic Creole tradition in some Africans. Creoles were, listen, this is bullshit, all right? The Creoles were the French. The Creoles were the French that mixed in with the Aborigines that was already in Louisiana. So stop the fucking bullshit, man. Stop the bullshit, okay? The Creoles were the French that brought that tradition from France and blended in with the Aborigine tradition that was already in that region over there, all right? So stop it. Stop saying that these people was Africans, all right? So it's a Creole. They trying to tell you the Creole didn't come from Africa. That shit came from the French that was in Louisiana all that time. Like we speak English here, they were speaking Creole there. Okay, and then that's what led me to think that, hold up, man, maybe the Haitians might have came from Louisiana. That led me to think that, because when I asked my people that's Haitian, when I asked her, I said, what are you speaking? Now I know it's French, but she said Creole. I'm like, Creole? My Aborigine senses went off. Creole? Where else they speak Creole at? Louisiana. Who else was in Louisiana? The French. Who did the French conquer in the island of Espanol? The Haitians. But they brought some of them there. This is why, look, this is what I think with dealing with Haiti. And I could be wrong about this, but look, put your Aborigine senses on, all right? What happened was remember the Spanish had a war with the United States. They had a war with the British. Right after the war from the British, they punked them and made them sell French. So what they did was they took their slaves that they had to Haiti. Now I could be wrong about this, but this is what I think. I just got to find a connection between Louisiana and Haiti. I just got to find a connection, but the connection is the Mississippi fucking river. It's the Mississippi River. The Mississippi River. Now we can look and see who made the steamboat, and I'm quite sure you will find that maybe the French had some inspiration in making the steamboat. Maybe. I'm not going to jump the gun on that one. I'm not. And listen, don't quote me on that, but you do your research and you find out. Because this is what I'm starting to see. I'm starting to see. My thing is this, man. My thing is the Indian slaves, man. And then with these pictures that John Fairburn got, that's just one of the people who made that. He ain't got nothing to do with Arnoldas Martinez. He ain't got nothing to do with the Indian statue. He ain't got nothing to do with the people that they call black or more North American Indians that's in Europe. So there's numerous different sources that showing you there was black people here. That's why I'm telling people, throw away them images of them fake ass mongoloids that look like they like you got the one with Scottie Pippen. Listen, no disrespect, because some of them people who put them images up there, I got massive respect for, man. And a lot of them are my friends on Facebook and everything else. But we don't need that no more. We need to leave that shit alone, because every black man do not look like Scottie Pippen. Okay? Every black man do not look like Scottie Pippen. Okay? So what I'm telling you is that we got our own images of the Southeast, Northeast tribes, and they're Negroes. I mean, they're black, they're copper color, melanated people. Okay, and what you also got is the Indians don't look like them. And then if you look at the Southeast tribe, you're like, hold up, well, why do some of these Indians is black? Oh, they Africans. Oh, but this white one right here, he's a real Indian. So where did he get his blood from? Yo, this shit go deep, y'all. It go real deep, man. Let me get finished reading this, and I'm gonna go into the Gullah. All right, and I'm gonna make a real in-depth video on that. All right, so boom. So we was right here. It say, all right. So it say the North American Creole tradition that some Africans. So he's trying to make you think that the Creole tradition is an African tradition when it's not. It's a French tradition that was applied to the Aborigines in fucking Louisiana, man. And that's why they tell you. Now, think about this, too. Think about this, right? Know what connected me to that? Because they tell you that a fucking Haitian discovered Chicago, right? Now, it has something to do with Louisiana. It has something to do with Louisiana and the French being there already. He was not a Haitian. He was an Aborigine from that region of Louisiana. All right, so let's keep it moving, man. All right, so it's a volunteer to come to work and win freedom in the land. It's in the land and rights of America. It's slavery after making of America. It's as a business. Africans made better slaves as they were in a strange new land and were dependent in the slave owner. It's and a trade with brutal and cheap, dehumanizing. Treating them in a commodity. It's if they survived the voyage, then the owner fed them to keep according to each own moral and ethic and the need of the work. Some areas had more slaves and servants than white English Americans, and so slave revolts was a major paranoia. And laws was passed so that black slave servants could not gather in a group. These are similar laws are actual still in play, rewarded to fit the times. BIE. All right, say California mission system conducted by a priest, Japerone, whatever. It's a Serial was a slave under. Now check that out. Check that shit out. Priest Japanese. Now I got something to do with Juneteenth. They say was a slavery under the Geese religion, whatever. They say they work in the ranches, missions, plantations for no pay. They say totally dedication. What then? Why? Now think about this, right? Just because he got this name right here, don't see this is another thing what people is thinking, right? People is so stupid, man, because a lot of these names came from the places of the people that they was enslaved by. Now, understand this. Just because it say priest juniper now, it say was a slave. Well, I mean, was no. I'm sorry. Hold up. Let me see. Let me read that again just to make sure I got proper. It say California mission system conducted by priest junipers Syria. Say was slavery. Say was slavery under the guise of religion. They were worked in. All right. So I don't know if that's connected. I might have been wrong about that right there. I read that wrong. Sorry about that. They say plantation did not pay. They say how do the work imposed by the church? They say it was a form of genocide, and the Pope Francis canonized this brute as a saint on the trip. Angered many California Indians. The California wine industry started from the use of the Indian slaves in the mission. Seminoles and other tribes took in runaway slaves. Now think about that. All right. Now I say Seminole and other tribes. Now think about this, right? All the Seminole were, some of the Seminoles conformed, the other Seminoles said fuck y'all. All right, the Seminoles that said fuck y'all, they was considered to be the runaways because they was already prisoners of war. You understand? So they tell you, oh, runaway slaves. Remember the times. Remember you. I don't know if you heard this first here because you might have heard this on somebody other channel, whatever. But you heard this first. That these people that they telling you that were slaves were already indigenous people. Okay, we already know all up in the Southwest they was not bringing Africans there. And think about it like this, right? Think about this too, right? The further you get inland, you cannot bring slaves inland. What they had, vans and buses and shit? Come on, man, think about it. Okay, as they come in, they will try to colonize you. Now you think because these people was under colonial that they were slaves? No, they was indentured servants. The slaves was the Europeans, and the prisoners of war was the indigenous Aborigines, which are us. All right. So let me see something. All right, let me see something. Alright, so boy, I don't want to read all that. Yeah, these people don't know what the hell they talking about though, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it say 15 years, it say 90%. Now they try to say 90% of the population perished, right? They try to tell you that that's what they want you to believe. If these people really kill everybody here, like really, if these people really was that evil, and this is like, I'm just saying, this thing about like this think of it with a common sense thing, right? So they tell you that these people came here and wiped off a whole population of people, okay? And then to this very day, you got immigrants that come here, and the first thing you would want to do when you come to the land that really don't belong to you, you will want to embrace with the indigenous people, which they do embrace with the indigenous people. That's why they walk around here trying to rap like you. That's why they walk around, but they don't know you the indigenous people. They think you're African. They think all black people came from Africa, and this is the idiocy that most people paint that narrative and say, well, look, man, you know, all black people started from Africa. Do not miss me with that bullshit. Miss me with that bullshit. That's the reason why you got this right here, okay? Now, like I said, this is for any of you. This is for any of you scholars. This is just basic research. This is nothing heavy. This is some real light shit right here, man. This is nothing heavy, man. Let me see. All right, this is nothing heavy, and this is just for you. This is for you Pan-Africans that come on here and debate. This is for you Indians that come on here. You fake proxy, mongoloid, fucking Indians that come on here with that bullshit. Talking about your culture vultures. Who's a real culture vulture? If the Indians looked at like this, if the Indians looked at like this, then. If I compare myself to this person, I look more like this person than they do. So I lost the page, man. But look, we're going to go back over this again before I make the other video. Because I'm going to go into the Sir Walter Raleigh video. And we're going to touch on that. Alright, so boom. So, an emblem of Europe. For anybody who may have missed it. Let me confirm it. Because, you know, people like, yo, that might not be an emblem. You know what I'm saying? I might be lying about it. Let me see. I can't lighten that up. Can I? Let's see. Go back. That's something. Alright, that's the next article I was going to read. Let me see. Man, I just clicked off it. It was this right here. It was this page though. The Christie's. Alright, these and now think about this. And remember, if you're just joining us, any of you Pan-African scholars or whatever, this is these are actual paintings. It's an emblem of America. So an emblem of Africa, an emblem of Asia, and an emblem of an emblem of Europe. All right. So now most of this shit is concurrent in what we already know. This is what a European look like, right? This is what a European look like, right? Okay. Now I don't know. This is okay. Fuck it. This is what an Asian look like. This is what they saying it look like or whatever, and we don't know what it look like. We took the Western there, but I do see some chinky eyes or whatever. So this is what they said an Asian look like, right? So this is what the explorers said an American look like. Okay, an emblem of America. We already talked about what the word emblem means. This is what the explorers saying the Americans look like, right? Now, like I said, man, if you miss this, if you can't see your people, if you can't see that this is curly hair, this ain't got nothing to do with no damn straight hair. You see in this other image right here. So like I said, man, you see in this, you can say that this lookery all you want. The person who made this picture was around before your grandmother and before her mother and before her mother's mother. So how can you talk about history and something that's out there historically that's showing you what the people here look like? And they don't look nothing like the people that they show you. Nothing. That's how that already shows the intent in the whole lie. Okay? So, like I said, we're gonna go over Sir Walter Raleigh, but I'm gonna do the Gullah video first. All right, I'm gonna go over that. I was gonna do it with this one, but let me see. Let me see something real quick. Let me see something real quick because I already had it up here. Let me see. All right, hold up. Let me see, was it this one? Alright, no, it wasn't that one. That's not the one I was looking for. This got something to do with it. But I ain't really want to put it out there because I ain't read it yet in depth. But this is an article that I got. But this is not like you know what? I'm gonna make another video on it because I ain't really. I'm not 100%. I want to make sure. Because what I was going to do was this. Let me see something. Let me go back. Alright, so what did we have? That was that. Alright, so look. Alright, hold up. Let me see something. Check this out. See, and this is how they lie to you and say that the people who was there died, and then we brought more people there. But like I said, if you don't know that the people there looked it like them, and this is just some simple research. I don't care who tell me, my aunt is Gullah, and your aunt been misinformed like everybody else, or your aunt might be a fucking Mason. She might be a Mason. That's to keep you from learning about this. All right, so look. Now check this out. This is just some brief research. Anybody with any common sense, the word Guale means the word Gullah. Anybody with any common sense, all right? So it's the Guale language, all right? So it's Guale was a historical Native American chiefdom of the Mississippi culture. Sorry about that. Hold up. I said Mississippi culture. It's a people located on the coast of the present day Georgia, all right? Now look. It say, and the Sea Islands, alright? So now where the Gullah people live at? In the fucking islands, man. So this is just too much of a coincidence for me to miss this, alright? Spanish Florida established it in Roman Catholic missionary system in the chiefdom in the late 16th century. During the late 17th century and early 18th century, the Gullah society was shattered by extensive epidemic and new infectious diseases and attacks by the other tribes. Some of the surviving remnant migrated to the mission area of Spanish Florida. Now look. Some of them migrate. Now think about this, right? Hold up. Just real quick, man. Just real quick. Just hold up. Alright, so look. Now say they went from Georgia to Florida, right? Who else escaped? They just not using the word that they enslaved these people. They just not telling you that these people was prisoners of war probably too. Alright? But what did they tell you? Now look, check this out. This is just basic research. And I'm gonna go first and end with this as I really got time. I don't really have the time really to really show you what I want to show y'all. But it was something I was reading that was telling me that the Yamasee, oh here it go, it's in here, my bad. Alright, so you right here. They say some of the surviving remnants migrated to the mission area out of Spanish Florida, while others remained near the Georgia coast. Joining with other survivors, they became known as the Yamasee. It's saying ethnically mixed group that emerged in the process of genetics. All right, genesis. I'm sorry, genesis. All right, so now check this out. Now they try to tell you is they mixed people, right? They want you to believe that these people wasn't the same people. They try to make you think that the people that was in Florida, the Spanish wasn't mixing with all them people down there. Yeah, it was probably a few mulattoes or whatever, but don't believe all them tribes that was down there was Negroes, man. And the Seminoles was originally Negroes. The reason why you see some of these other people that's in the Seminole, it did come from maybe the Spanish, it did come from some of the Europeans that came in. All right, but a lot of the Seminoles are in North Carolina. All right, so look. Check this out. This is when you know that the story, this is how you find out right here, right? Because according to all my research and all the shit that I already know, right? Now check this out. They already told you that the coast where the original Gullah tribe was at was on the islands, all right? Where do the Gullah people live at? On the islands, all right? The Gitche and the Gullah people live on the islands, all right? So then check this out. So they told you that the original Gullah tribe died from diseases and migrated to Florida. All right, now check this part out right here. It say the Gullah had been cited as one of the possible origins of the name Gullah people. Now, I've heard people tell me that the word Gullah comes from the word Angola. Actually, today when I be going to get my coffee in the morning, I'll be speaking. It's his brother who told me he was Gullah, and he told me he was West African, and I told him you are not. I mean, I didn't tell him that in that frame of mind, but I let him know that the Gullah people was already there. Now check this out. Remember, check this out. All right, so it says the word Gullah. Now remember, DeSoto came there and said the people there it was a Gullah River, or if it's not, it's Omichi, the Omichi River. Okay, the Omichi River. That's where the word Geechee came from. These are two different tribes, the Omichi and the Gullah. The Gullah was the tribe that Herman DeSantos found, and he found them on the Omichi. He said it was also a tribe that was called Omichi, which later was transformed to Geechee. All right, so look, it says the Gullah people, a distinct African American ethnic group concentrated in much of the same area where the Gullah lived at. Now, how ironic is that? See, But now you know that they're covering this shit up too. Because you can see the lies in the cover up. First you said that the people from the Gullah Islands came from Africa. Now we're going to find out that these people was already indigenous people. We just read, and they told you that they had brought 50,000 Indians through there. So you think they're going to tell you that they brought millions of Indians through there? And had you break this thing wide open? They're not going to tell you that. So now we already know that the people, they already just showed you that they was bringing Indians to South Carolina. That was a slave port. But it wasn't. It was a slave port because it was closer to the Caribbean. Okay? It was closer to the Caribbean because they was bringing people from here. They took to the Caribbean and bringing them back through South Carolina. Okay? That's why they was close to that area. Because think of it like this, man. Why are they on the islands? Because it's close to the coast. Okay? Now, like I said, they could not come inland unless they was battling, unless it was a real battle. Then they get the message out and tell people to come further north. But they not going to remember, the Europeans is not coming here to live in an area where they cannot eat and survive. All right? So let's go back into it. All right, so now we already broke this down. We're gonna let's just go back over this. All right, let's go back over this. All right, I'm gonna go back over this. So we know this is Gullah history according to what they telling you. They want you to believe this is what a Gullah Indian looked like. Even though Verrazano said they looked like Saracens. Even though the only reference that we got to a Saracen is Morgan Freeman. All right, which was in the movie Robin Hood. Was that Robin Hood? Maybe it was. I don't know what movie it was in or whatever. But we got a European calling him Saracen, and then he's like, "What kind of name is what's the name?" He said, "It's Maurice." All right. So they want you to believe that these are the people they encountered or whatever. Like I said, they tell you this is the key breakdown so you understand. All right. They say during the late 16th, 17th century, the early 18th century, the Gullah society was scattered by an intensive epidemic of new infectious diseases and attacked by other tribes. Some of the surviving remnants migrated to. Now they're trying to tell you the survivors went north, and now just new people just emerged there, right? Remember, the islands are ports, okay? No new people, so they brought Africans there. The story doesn't make sense, bro. It doesn't make sense, and bless them poor people, man. You know, I don't believe in none of that stuff, but them poor people who really believe that they was African, believe that's African culture, because they believe that what's some of the foods that they Gullah eat? They eat yams. Yams is indigenous to America. Black-eyed peas is indigenous to America. Watermelon is indigenous to America. Okay? The Spanish already said that the people in that region, and this is the shit that fucks me up, man. This is shit that fucks me up, man, because they're telling you when they came in that they found watermelons, but yet people say, oh, they brought them from Africa. So they actually, the slaves, so the Gullah people, think about it like this, right? I'm gonna go over the Gullah food too, all right? So I'm gonna make a more concentrated Gullah video. This is just a little article. I'm just giving you my beliefs or what I think about this, all right? Now, we already know. Check this out. Just so you'll know. No, hold up. Check this out. All right, now, see, what you got to do is this, right? This is how smart people would do research, all right? And this is just basic research. When was the Africans said to be brought to them islands? Okay? When did the Spanish came in? Okay, it's telling you, and this is just a breakdown. Matter of fact, you know what? This is the earliest breakdown right here. This is New Georgia Encyclopedia. All right, So this is a source. This is source information right here. All right. So it say Gullah, pronounced Wally. It say Indians of coastal Georgia were among the first indigenous people met by European explorers north of Mexico beginning in the 1560s. The Gullah was exposed to a long, intensive period of Spanish missionary activity because the Spanish colonists were few in numbers. They employed the missions as an agency to occupy, hold and settle the Georgian frontier. It's a missions. Saint Catalina de Gullah was established on St. Catherine Island off the Georgia coast sometime in the early 1590s. It was the northernmost base of the Spanish colony of La Florida. It survived until 1680 when Captain Francis de Fuentes rallied his Spanish soldiers and Gullah musketeers. All right. It say in a fell effort to protect the missions from the attacks of the English raiders from Charleston, South Carolina. The fall of abandonment, the mission St. Catalina sign whatever a waning of Spanish control in the American Southeast and set a stage for British dominance in American colony. All right, so that's not exactly what I was looking for. Let me see something. Let me just scan through this. I'm trying to find something that shows you. Hold up for me. Let me see something. This might be something. Nah, you know what? Let me put something else in it. But we can keep that too. That's something worth thinking about too. Alright, so look. This might show us right here. Let me see. Because I'm going to show you that let me see, I just want to make sure. Nah, this one right here don't say anything about it. I would be so told. Alright, so hold up. Let me see something. Still with y'all people. I'm just trying to find that same here we go. Let me see something. This might be a little longer, but this has got some type of information what we looking for. See, in this particular part right here, we trying to figure out. We telling you, hold up. All right, boom. So show you Verrazano when Verrazano reached in 1524. So let me see something. All right, so it shows you. Hold up. Let me see something. It's something good. It's something interesting right here, too. Because remember, let's look on the map real quick. Let me see something. I'm still with y'all peoples, alright? I'm just trying to find something real quick. Let me see if it shows on this. Georgia. Alright, so you see right here. Let me see something. So you see this, right? Look, you see this? All this right here, these are islands right here, Money Grip. See this? All this in Georgia. So this will be Georgia, but we know that Georgia just made this. Georgia was Carolina. We already know all this was Carolina before Charlotte came and named this Charlotte. All of this shit was Carolina. We know that. All right. Now, the interesting part would be this, right? Let me see something. All right, so this is Georgia. They told you that the tribe from here went down further into Georgia, and somehow they mixed and became the Yamasee. But they tell you that the Yamasee became the Seminole as well. So, you know, and they tell you that some of the Seminole is related to the Gitche and the Gullah, right? Do they tell you that? They tell you that some of the Seminoles was part of the... Look, this is just easy research, man. Look. Watch this. Maybe I might be wrong about that, but it's a black Seminoles, Gaullers who escaped from slavery. Now check this out. Check this out. Now look, what did they tell you? Now look, think about it like this, right? This is why this shit is just so easy for me, man. I don't know, maybe I've been blessed to be able to look at this in this perspective, but I don't know. I have a crazy outlook on how I look at this shit, man. When I start doing the research, it seems like it just start coming like down the pike for me, right? Now check this out. What did we just read in this article? Where's my article at? Where we at? We all the way over here. All right, conquest of land. We was, hold on, was we right here? Was that it? I don't think that was there. Alright, no, that wasn't it. Hold up. Let me close that out. Got all these damn windows open. Alright, yeah, we was right here. Alright, so look. Check this out, right? This is how we do the research, alright? It's telling you by late 17th century, the early 18th century, the Gullah society was scattered by extensive epidemics and new infection diseases. They're attacked by other tribes. Some of the surviving remnants migrated to the missions of Eric. Now they told you that the Gullah society, so these are the same damn Indians, man. They're the same Indians that hooked up with Seminole. Now check this out. Check this out. We're going to read a little bit of this. All right, so black Seminole, we just proved. What did they say? What happened to the original Gullas? They said that they was wiped out. But this one tell you that the Gullas escaped to Florida. But this one tell you that they escaped from Florida to survive from slavery. All right, or being a prisoner of war. Now check this out. Black Seminoles, Gaullers who escaped from slavery. Now it didn't say they escaped from slavery. It said that the original Guale was decimated by infection and diseases. And this is how you catch these people in lies, man. Like I said, I'm not Dr. Seuss. I don't speak the King's or Queen English the best. Kind of rough around the edges, all right? From North New Jersey, okay? 2/3 of my life wasn't focused on education. 2/3 of my life was focused on chasing that bag, like, you know, you young boys be saying, all right? So only until I reached an education level of my own in which I started seeking this information out, as well as others. I'm a herbalist. I can do a lot of stuff. I just haven't really done no herb videos, but we can really get down to the bottom of that too. But nonetheless, I'm a nutritionist that turned herbalist. All right. So, and shout out to Dr. Ali of Africa, man. I got 2 certificates under his course. It's a wonderful course, man. You ever want to take a good herb course? Dr. Ali of Africa got the science down to a tradition. Once you really understand the human body, you understand how the plants applies to the human body. You understand? It's really not difficult once you start understanding how the human body works and what the human body wants. It wants micronutrients, macronutrients. Micronutrients derives from the macronutrients, because the animal eats the plants. The plants is where the nutrients, the dirt is where the nutrients come from. So the nutrients is food to the plant, and the plant is food to you, and your body eats up. That's why you're not supposed to eat plants. I mean, and I'm taking you on something. I just want to just really touch that, because people probably like, man, you lying. You're not supposed to eat meat, because meat have a competing DNA, meaning that anything that you put into your body is like a computer, and it picks it up as a fucking virus. And any other organism that has a DNA is going to compete with your DNA outside of I think, if I'm correct, let me say the correct bacteria terms when you're dealing with bio, because when you're dealing with bio, it tells you got prokaryotic cells and you got something or another cell. Prokaryotic telling you that one of the cells is not dominant, like one of the cells is not a dominant DNA structure, meaning that it's not going to attack your DNA. That's why you ain't supposed to give no damn children milk that has the DNA information for a 500-pound vessel. Let me continue. Alright, so they say black Seminoles are a root of, they say are a small offshoot of the Gullahs. Alright, now how do we know that that's the same tribe? Because the simple information just told us that. Alright, I don't have to go to no researchers. I don't have to go to no scholars. We just went over another article that said they took 50,000 so-called Indians, and we know when they tell you 50,000, the numbers might be 5 times more than that. Okay, so we already know. We don't need it. Then when you look at the numbers in South Carolina, it all makes sense. We know you do not see no Indians in South Carolina. Okay, and they telling you that this the original Gullah tribe. Yo, this shit is a lot, man. And I feel bad for anybody who think they Gullah or Geechee. And that was another thing when I was on Truthfully Honest video. I was on Truthfully Honest live stream. Sister Renee told me the Geechee and the Gullah people are from Africa. Oh, how do they got African culture? They don't have African culture. That's a culture that was created to them from years of them living there trying to survive. Okay? They ain't listen, ain't no freaking slaves from Africa gonna have time to go say, all right, but fuck it, we going to America? Okay. Yo, go get some Go get some black eyed peas. Go get some melons. Fuck, we gonna have a good time. Listen, you'll be a fool. You'll be a fucking fool to believe it. Some shit like that occurred. You will be a fool. Okay, you will be a fool. They ate the indigenous foods and plants that was in that region. Okay, and they use their skills to make other shit, like you see basket weaving and all. They try to say, oh, that's from Africa. Listen. It's just ironic that all of the same materials are here. So come on, man, stop the bullshit, all right? So it say they built their own settlement on the Florida frontier. It say fought a series of wars to preserve their freedom and was scattered from across North America. They have played a significant role in American history, but have never recovered the recognition they deserve. It says some Gullah slaves managed to escape from the coastal South Carolina and Georgia. It says south into the Florida Peninsula in the 18th century. Now look, man, look, I don't need to go over this no more, man. Let me see. Let me just show the people who's not dead. Let me see. Is it this one? All right, let me just show y'all. This tells you during the late 17th century, and early 18th century, the Gullah society was scattered by extensive epidemic and new infectious diseases. They're attacked by other tribes. Now they said they're attacked by other tribes. Okay. Prisoners of war as well. The other tribes was working with the Europeans. Okay, some of the surviving remnants migrated to a mission area in Spanish Florida. Now it's not telling you that shit right here. It's telling you that the freaking where we at? Right here. All right. So let's see, but they use, no, hold up, let me make sure I'm in the right place. Alright, yeah, here we go. Alright, so it says some Gullah slaves managed to escape to coastal South Carolina, from coastal South Carolina and Georgia into the Florida Peninsula. In the 18th century, Florida was a vast tropical wilderness. Now check this out, man. Now, why they just told you late 17th century, early 18th century, the Gullah left because of diseases and being plagued by other tribes? They missed out the part that they was being enslaved too. Now, by the 18th century, you got to also understand that the Spanish was no longer there. Okay, it was new. It was once it became Georgia, it was already Britain, London, or New England, or England property. All right, whichever three you want to say, they all fucking same, but property. All right, and when you see Charleston, you already know that the British came there. Okay, but anything prior to you seeing that, they didn't come there. All right, so it tells you right here. Now, we just cross-reference two different articles that's telling you two different, the same thing. Now, what people would think of, well, they were slaves, so they had to be Africans. Yo, people are so naive, man. It's like, yo, let me see something real quick. Where was that article I was just reading? It was this one. Boom. It was this one right here. Now, this is just simple. Like I said, man, we ain't got to go into no crazy books. We ain't got to look up a lot of information. We can just look at what these people saying. Hold on, what the hell is that? It's a blacks, slaves could run and hide. Maroon. So alright, so remember, the Maroons was indigenous, man. Don't believe what they telling you that the Maroons was bought from free slaves, or come on, man. Them people was already there, man. You understand? Them people was already there. You know what I'm saying? You'll be a fool to believe. Now here we go right here. Boom. Alright, so it says, alright, so I'm just gonna read right here. So I'm quite sure if you look up this research, should be close to what we're looking at. They say that church burned whatever 200 years because it was a scene of a disputed slave rebellion. South Carolina used natives. Now 200 years from whatever time they talking about was in the 1800s, because we only is 2017 now. So for 200 years, that's 1817. So it say South Carolina used native slaves up to 50,000. They ain't telling you up to 50,000 to make you think the numbers. If they telling you 50,000 people is a lot. Now, when you look at the census, 50,000 people, it wasn't no Indians there. So where did these 50,000 people go? And this is the shit that I see that a lot of other people don't see. And also, we don't even need to go on. Now I say, look. It say native slaves up to 50,000 may have gone through South Carolina alone, were sent to the Caribbean colonies. Alright, so we already know. He's telling you, they're giving you an estimate of a number right here that we can play with, that they telling you native slaves was in South Carolina. Now, at the same time, these people want you to believe. Now, remember, if they're going to come to South Carolina, where did they come at? Let me see something. Let's see something. Let's use common sense, man. Just a little common sense, all right? Little common sense, all right? Just a little bit. All right, so boom. So, like I said about France, all right, just for example, you honestly believe France, if they came through this way and then somehow came around, they don't have no port set up in Africa. Okay, so if they don't have no port set up in Africa, if they don't have no food or nothing, how are they gonna survive? They don't know how long this fucking travel gonna take, and how can they prepare themselves to bring that much stuff and have enough stuff for the people that they bring in from here? That would be a fucking suicide mission to come up here and stop down here, and you don't know what kind of war you gonna encounter. You don't know what the hell you gonna encounter, and grab people from here and then say, oh, we're going to shoot all the way over here. Now, just from here to here is probably fucking like a 4-month journey. And not to mention that they came all the way down here. Come on, man. And like I said, boom. So we dealing, all right, so you figure. And the same thing for here. They came this way. They came this way. This is the way these people came. They came this way. And they rolled the coast. But it's other things that we are missing. How they set up ports. And I believe they came this way and set up in New England first. Then came down to Virginia. Or one of the two. But I read, we read Virginia first. Or whatever. But nonetheless though. Alright. So they right here. Boom. So you can go from right here to Cuba, to DR, to Jamaica, to Puerto Rico, to all this shit. So all the coast of Georgia is right here. The tip of this. These are islands that's out here off the coast of Georgia. Okay, so you see, boom. All this was Carolina, man. All this was and if it was Carolina, it might have all Virginia. All this shit might have been all the same thing, man. It just might have been a little bit more like specified for the tribes that lived in that area, but all this shit was the same right here, bro. So if you believe that these people right here, when I just showed you that they said that they brought 50 million so-called Native Indians through there or whatever, we just showed you that Herman DeSantos, when he came to Georgia, he encountered Indians, the Guale Indians or whatever. They telling you that the Guale Indians, they telling you, here's one story. They telling you by late 17th century, early 18th century, the Gullah society was scattered. They also telling you right here. So I'm not making none of this stuff up. They're telling you all this stuff in this. So all you have to already be is brief. Like, yo, look out for that. Look out for that. They lying on that. And look out for that. Once you briefed on it, then you're like, oh, okay, all right, I see what you're talking about. So now, when we go back to it. All right, so remember, we playing with Georgia, South Carolina coast. Some of the surviving. We went over that. It say yet became known as the Yamasee. That's what stuck out to me. The Yamasee. Hold up. The Yamasee became the Seminole. Now, like I said, people, use your fucking brains, man. Use your brains. The evidence is out there. It's just you don't know what to look for. If you read it from your African American lenses, then you're gonna be conformed under whatever they tell you. You read it from your Aborigine lenses, then you're gonna be like, oh, this bullshit, more bullshit. Oh, that's some more bullshit too. Oh, that's some more bullshit right there. More bullshit. Everywhere you look, you want to see bullshit. So let's go back over this, just so I can give you. All I have to tie is the Gullah tribe to this Gullah tribe. That's all I have. All I have to tie is the Gullah tribe that DeSantos found. It say, now look, they say Gullah had been cited as one of the possible origins of the name Gullah. It ain't got nothing to do with no Angola or whatever. It said the word Gullah. People, a distinction African American ethnic group concentrated in much of the same area where the Gullah lived at. So they telling you that it's just so ironic. Oh, the people was called the Gullah. They're telling you that some of these people may be ancestors of the original Gullah, but then they telling you that the Gullahs are Seminole. They telling you that the Seminoles was black slaves, but then they also telling you that they had slaves in South Carolina. All right, listen. I'm not even going on more on this shit, man. If you guys don't know by now, all the bullshit that we being told is bullshit or whatever. And like I said, yo, you check the resources for yourself. Let me read some more of this, man, just to get touching on some more of this. All right, so it's a Florida Peninsula. Florida was vast territory, such. It's a Spanish claimed Florida, but they use it only as a buffer between British colonies and their own settlers' territory further south. They wanted to keep Florida as a dangerous wilderness frontier, so they offered a refuge to escaped slaves and renegade Indians. Now remember, they're using two words, okay? They're using Indians and slaves. So you go, oh shit, that's Africans and them Indians. No. I will not let them get that off. Escaped slaves was Indians, and renegade Indians was Indians, okay? They was the same fucking people, okay? And renegade Indians from neighboring South Carolina and Georgia. The Gullah was established there was establishing their own free settlement in Florida wilderness by the late. Because nobody they was selling their own settlement because they was already from the land. They was not from no Africa. They just told you that they had all these so-called Indian slaves that came through South Carolina, but yet no one can find these people. Then they tell you that the original Gullah tribe died from diseases. Then they tell you what the rest of them escaped to a Florida missionary. How ironic is this story telling you that they were slaves that escaped and became Seminoles? So what is the story? What is we to believe? What is we to believe? Because we believe that the word slave is the same. The word slave and African is the fucking same. And this is what people, and this is like I said, man, there's levels to this shit, man. There's levels to this shit, bro. There's levels to this shit, alright? There's levels to it because there's a difference. And you think that the word slave is the Slavic European people. We are indigenous. We was indentured servants for us that sold out, and we was prisoners of war for us that rebelled. Okay, so I say Gullah was stylized. Say they built separate villages off the twin roof houses, surrounded by the field of corn and swamp rice. Huh? Swamp rice. It say now swamp rice, alright? It say and they maintained friendly relations with the mixed population of refuge energy. Now they trying to say mixed population of who? How many people was here? How many different populations of people was in the Southwest? How many was the Europeans and the Spanish came and the French came? But they all you fucking Europeans that just speak 3 different languages. No different from a Haitian or Jamaican. Well, I ain't gonna say. I'm gonna say a Haitian, a Jamaican, and an African American. All right, or Aborigine American, and they maintain friendly relations with the mixed population of refugee Indians. And 2 groups came to view themselves as part of the same loosely organization of tribes in which blacks held important positions of leadership. So why would they let an African come over here and maintain leadership over so-called tribes of people who's already here? If they put, like I said, put your African American scopes on. It's a good story for an African slave for you to feel good. Oh, well, we had people who was doing. Them people are indigenous. You dumb fuck. All right. So it's the Gullah adapted Indian clothing. Hold up. How could a Gullah adapt Indian clothing when you just said up here that he just said up here? Let me see something. Oh well, it didn't say this one and this one, but the other one we did. It's saying the Gullah adapted Indian clothing, but you know what? It's still not telling you why are they called the Gullah. Why are they called the Gullah? So why would the Gullah? So, like I said, the person who wrote this is very naive because they're throwing you off in so many instances in this. They saying first of all, who is the Gullah? Oh, the Gullahs were Africans. Okay, but then you saying that some of the original Gullah is mixed in with them Africans. But then you don't know. Then you're not telling nobody about the so-called Indians that came through South Carolina, and they just vanished. Okay, so it says, let me see. It said black held important positions. This is just trying to tell you that the real Indians, the Aborigines that probably came from South Carolina held important positions. They was already black. It said that the Gullah adapted Indian clothing while the Indians required a taste for rice as an appreciation to Gullah music and folklore. But the Gullah was physically more suited to the tropical climate. Now think about this, right? Think about this, right? The original tribe was Gullah. The original tribe lived right there in the Caribbean. That's fucking the Caribbean, you might as well say, because there's islands off the coast of Africa. I mean, I'm sorry, off the coast of South Carolina or Georgia. All right. So they was already. Listen, this is how stupid people is. They telling you that the indigenous people that was here couldn't stand their own climate, but you could bring Africans who can. Yeah. Okay. So it's saying they was more suited to the tropic climate and possess an indispensable knowledge of tropical agriculture. It say, and with how would they know about tropical agriculture? How? Because they just left South Carolina. Okay. the Indians would not have been able to cope effective with the Florida environment. Why wouldn't, listen, do you hear this shit, man? Why wouldn't the people of the land be able to cope with their own environment? The two groups have led an independent life. Now they're trying to say two groups because they get two different groups of Indians. An independent life, the wilderness of North Florida, rearing several generations of children in freedom, and they recognize the American settler and the slave owners as their common enemies. All right, so the American settlers and slave owners, the same people. All right, so an American called Florida Indian Seminoles. Okay, from the Spanish Cimarron. Now, did you get that word? Here go that word mar again. The word Cimarron. Alright, so it say mean wild or untainted. Alright, saying they was called runaway Gullah Seminole Negroes or Indian Negroes. Now look, yo, they telling you in this fucking passage, yo. He's telling the truth in this passage. Alright, so let's go back. If they was Africans, then what are they? Are they Africans or are they Indians? Because this person that wrote this, he's not really making, every now and then he would just remind you that they was Africans. They said Seminole Negroes or Indian Negroes. I don't know what an Indian Negro is because you classify the people here as Negroes. But we just don't know that. So say modern historians have called these free Gullah frontiermen, the black Seminoles and Seminoles settlement in the Spanish Florida increased as more and more runaway slaves and renegade Indians escaped, and conflict with Americans was sooner or later inevitable. They were skirmished in 1812, 1816, 1818. General Andrew Jackson led an army. Now, where did Andrew Jackson go next? He went back to Carolina. Okay, in Cherokee territory. He said led an army into Florida to claim for the United States, and the war finally erupted. The Aborigines are the Indians. They fought. I ain't gonna say side by side. They want you to believe that. See, this is like the most deceiving shit to ever do to a person. To let a person believe that the word slave is dealing with Africans. Okay, this is why I put this out here, man, because I let you know that the word slave ain't got nothing to do with a fucking African. It don't have nothing to do with an African. It ain't got nothing to do with us because we prisoners of war. Alright, so boom. Now check this out. Here, wait, check this shit out right here. Alright, so boom. They say the blacks and the Indians. Remember, alright, we first started with the Gullah, right? The Gullah people was already in that area. They tell you that the Gullah escaped to Florida and became Seminoles, right? They saying that they were descendant of the Yamasee. It's ironic that the Seminoles and the Yamasees was the same as well as the Gullahs and the Yamasee. So these are the same fucking people, man. They just trying to confuse you with a bunch of how you call that, conjecture or how you call that, start with an S, semantics or whatever, man. This is all wordplay to confuse you, black and Indians. You understand? But they just already said that the original Gullah may have been related to the Gullah. They already said that the Gullah tribe, when Herman DeSantos came here, he said that these people's already here. And then I just showed you in that article, it said that they may have extended. When they tell you that, listen, it's not. Listen, we already know. We already know, man. Guale, Gulllah. It's the fucking same thing. They get changed the word play around. All right. So let me see something. All right. So boom. Let's say black Indians. Now and also this tie back into the Seminole story in which I was talking about yesterday. See how all this shit connects? They say fought side by side in desperate struggle to stop the American advance. So America was trying to move through and take over the colony. Who they bought there? There was no white Cubans there at that point in time. It said they were defeated and driven south into more remote wilderness in central and southern Florida. General Jackson, later president, they gave him a president because he won all that land for him. They said, shit, man, you want all that land? We're gonna make you a president. They refer to the First Seminole War as an Indian and Negro War. Now, listen, people, we just read that they brought more than 50,000 so-called Indians to South Carolina, but yet they disappeared on the census. Okay, but then they telling you in the same breath that the Gullah, the original Gullah, made the word Gullah, they may be descendants from these people. So, like, what is it? Oh, no, you're African, because they don't want them people to fucking know that they was already here. And that goes to show you that they covering this shit up, man. That goes to show you they covering this shit up. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I say everywhere I see cover up. It said referred to the First Seminole War, the Indian Negro War in 1835. The Second Seminole War broke out in a full score. It broke out because they were trying to move them off the land. Guerrilla warfare would last for 6 years and claim the lives of 15,000 British soldiers or European soldiers. The Aborigine Seminoles, it say, waged a fierce resistance. It say as they feared the capture or surrender meant death or return to slavery. It say now, or return to slavery. All right, but they just keep on. When you see the word black, that send blinker off that they Africans. When you hear the word slavery, that send blinkers off that they Africans. But when you hear that all the Indians was considered the Negroes, and when we talk about slavery, that ain't got nothing to do with no African nor no Indian, because that's dealing with Slovenian. The Indian is saying being captured and returned into as a prisoner of war. Okay, the word slavery don't apply to a person who went to war with somebody who was captured. Okay, it say, and they were more adept at living and fighting in the jungle. So how the Africans that just came here, that now slaves, and how are they better equipped to fight? Because them people are from that region. Stop, peeps. Listen, man, I'm gonna read some more. I'm gonna finish this shit, y'all. All right, so. Say the American commander, no, it say, all right, let me say, it say living and fighting in the jungle. Then the Indian comrade, the American commander, General Jessup, it say, informed the War Department that you may be assured you may be assured is a Negro and not an Indian war, and a U.S. congressman of the period commented that these black fighters were contending against the whole military power of the United States. When the Army finally captured the black Seminole, officers refused to return them to slavery, fearing that these seasoned warriors accustomed to their freedom would wreak havoc on the southern plantation. In 1842, the Army forcibly removed them along with their Indian comrade, the Indian Territory, now Oklahoma, and unsettled. They killed them people, man. You believe that shit? The black Seminoles, exiled from Florida stronghold, were forced to continue their struggle from the freedom of Western frontier. And alright, so I ain't gonna go into that. I don't need to read that, man. I already proved my point. Alright, I'm not reading none of that. So we already know black Seminoles are descendants of freaking Aborigines, aka African Americans, man. We already showed you this, man. And you see, like I said, man, they want you to believe that these people were African. Let me just go ahead, one more review just to touch on this so you'll know. Let me see, what was it right here? All right, and this is for you. Let me just see something real quick. What am I reading from? This is probably a bullshit web article, but like it's not like I can't find it in nothing else, because like I said, a lot of this stuff like this they keep out of the so-called peer reviews because they don't want you to really know. Yeah, so some of these articles may look like they don't mean nothing, but how I found what I was looking for, and why would they put this there? The Guale had been cited as one of the possible origins. It say now, how ironic is that the Gullah escaped to Florida and the Guale escaped to Florida around the same time. Okay, so like I said, man, I already proved to you that the Gullah was already in America. I don't need to go over the fools, because if you look up all the fools that they so-called, none of them fools came from Africa, because they was never in Africa. And they was never bringing people and letting you pick foods and say, oh, yo, go get your favorite food, so when we go back to Africa, y'all can eat the same thing y'all was eating here. Come on, man, you people be stupid. Alright, with that being said, peace to gods, peace to goddesses, peace to the Aborigines, women and men. Do your research, learn your history. Do not, you know what I'm saying? This is what Spike Lee called bamboozled and shit. Bamboozled was being told that you're African when you was already here. And even people who talk, oh, they kept their African roots. No, they kept their indigenous roots. So with that being said, I'm tired to this one. I'm out.